Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. My name is Nora Nyamache, CEO and founder of Empowerwiz. Last time we covered the topic of career choices. For those who are joining us for the first time, you can go and watch it and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you're interested in content like this and you'd like to walk the journey of parenting with us, don't forget to subscribe. So today we're going to cover the hot topic of money. If you've heard of the quote or the phrase, money makes the world go round. Yeah, money makes things happen. Most of us have learned about money the first time that we started earning money. So your first job, your first salary, you got paid, maybe you got an alert on your phone and you said, boom, I have money. What am I going to do with it? So some people were still living in their parents' houses. Some people had rented places. But in terms of how to spend that money, it was a aha moment. Some of the things we want to talk about today that you can start discussing with your child from a young age is, for example, what is money? What is money as a currency? What are the different types of currencies of money? What's a dollar? What's a Kenya shilling? What's a Uganda shilling? You can take a few currencies and even actually show your child the different currencies and then explain to them that one Kenya shilling is how many Ugandan shillings and $1 is 120 Kenya shillings. So the child gets to understand that a dollar is worth more value than a Kenya shilling. So that if, for example, you tell them they were going to be paid and they had a choice to be paid in dollars or in shillings, what would they choose? The child should be able to easily say they would rather be paid in dollars. Now, the other thing that we want to discuss about our children and involve them in these things is around budgeting. How do you budget? What are the priorities? And in doing this, for those who have teenagers, you could do things like the child helps you prepare the budget for the house. Allow the children to get to know how much you spend on food, what kind of foods they like to eat versus the kind of foods that you can afford. For those with teenagers, they probably want to order out. How expensive is it? So that in that budgeting, you then agree that you will order out or go to a restaurant once a month. They actually get to look forward. And in this moment also, you're also teaching about what we call delayed gratification. It's a moment to teach your child that you earn money. For those who are in employment, you earn money once a month. And what happens during that month? Talk about expenses. What kind of expenses are in the month? So there's house rent, there's food, what are the basic needs versus what are luxuries? So if a child wants to buy candy or wants to buy ice cream, are those luxuries or are they basics? An example is when you go shopping, you can give each child a budget and give them a choice to buy one thing that is a luxury after you've satisfied the basic needs. So if you go around the supermarket, you buy sugar, you buy flour, water if you need to, cooking oil, then give the child a chance to buy just one thing that they would like to have, like a piece of candy or their favorite yogurt. So when you go into the supermarket, you have what we call a teachable moment, where you even go to the aisles and you show the child that this one costs how much, and they tell you 50 shillings. This one costs how much? This one costs 40 shillings. Do we take the one for 40 or the one for 50? And why should we take the one for 40 and not the one for 50? Can we afford it? There's an interesting phrase a friend of mine told me. If you can't buy it twice, don't buy it. So if today we go and buy something that's very expensive, but we're not able to buy it again, how confusing is that for a child? So as you're making these choices, allow the child to also be involved in even making your shopping list. So one of the things I've done in my house that has also worked, when you're preparing a shopping list, put a paper on the fridge and let each child come and add their shopping list. So if a child likes Nutella, let them come and add Nutella. Then before you go shopping, go through the list and decide what are we going to absolutely get, what's basic needs, and what are not basic needs. And at that time, before you go to the supermarket, have the child decide or allow the child to walk the journey of understanding that we cannot afford these things, but we can afford these things. Other things that you start to teach children, and I don't encourage paying for chores, but there are certain chores that you could maybe even, it could be washing your neighbor's car, and this can show a child how to earn money. So if the child earns the money, have them sit down and ask them, okay, so you earn 300 shillings. What are you going to use it on? There's a favorite one that I do to my kids. So when they earn money, I usually ask them, what's their contribution to the household? So some of them will say, Mom, I'll buy milk, I'll buy bread. just allow the child to just buy one thing, and then the rest of the money, let them tell you how they're going to spend it. I encourage every parent to open for their child a bank account. For those of you with bank accounts, the bank encourages you to open a junior account. So the value of money. Teach your kids about credit, that if you didn't have enough money, what do? You do what we call borrowing. Borrowing from friends, from relatives, from banks. What does that mean? Expenses. How do they organize their expenses so that as they grow up, they get to know what is absolutely important and what is not. And there's some of the things that we say that can affect children. Like if you say things like, money can't buy happiness. So the child sort of thinks money is not a good thing. But what are you teaching the child? You need to tell them money cannot buy happiness, but it sure can afford you comfort and options in life. I'd like to end with a quote. The more you learn, the more you earn, by Warren Buffett. How much are you going to be teaching your child about money to give them an opportunity to earn more of it? And talk about everything that you're experiencing today about money that you would have appreciated someone teaching you when you were younger. Talk about taxes. Talk about investments, the various investments you can have, short-term, long-term, medium-term. Talk about liquidity in the simplest forms, that if today you were sick and you had bought an item, you could not sell it quickly to go and get treated in the hospital. So try to cover as much as you can, age appropriate of course, around money. Money does make the world go round, but we need to structure that for our children to fit into their small brains, and so that they grow knowing that money is important and money is not everything, but you need it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're also on social media. These are our handles, and join us next time.